Hello everyone, this is Nirali Patel from your IJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In last lecture, we have discussed about different theorems on probability, and in today's lecture, we are going to continue with that topic. In today's lecture, we are going to see fourth theorem on probability, that is the addition theorem on probability. So let's get started. The addition theorem of the probability, or we can say the additive law of the probability. So it is given that the probability that at least one of event A and B will occur is given by P of A union B as equals to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersect B. So what is the proof for that? So from this Venn diagram, you can see that this A union B is equal to nothing but A union A bar B. So this is A bar B and this is the A. Now, by taking the probability both sides, we can write P of A union B is equals to P of A union A bar intersect B. Now, this A and A bar intersect B are mutually exclusive events because the intersect of this both event is nothing but phi. So for that, we can write P of A plus P of A bar intersect B using the axiom 3 as we have already discussed in the last lecture. So now see, this P of A plus P of A bar intersect B. So in that P of A is as it is. Now this P of A bar intersect B is nothing but that is the P of B minus P of A intersect B that we have already discussed in theorem number 3. So here the value of that is given. So this is replaced with the P of B minus P of A intersect B using the theorem number 3. Now, what are the remarks that we can take from this theorem? So the first is that if A and B are mutually exclusive events, so we can say that A intersect B is equals to phi. So P of A intersect B is equals to P of phi, and P of phi is nothing but that is the 0 that we have discussed in the first theorem. So from that we can say that P of A intersect B is equals to 0 according to theorem 1 as I told you. Hence P of A union B is equals to P of A plus P of B, because here we have discussed that P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersect B. So now the value of P of A intersect B becomes 0. So as A and B are mutually exclusive events. So in that case, P of A union B becomes P of A plus P of B. The second is that the event A union B, therefore, you can also read this as A or B, denotes the occurrence of either A or B or both. Alternatively, it implies the occurrence of at least one of two events. So for that, we can write A union B is equal to A plus B. The next is that the event A intersect B, therefore A and B is a compound or joint event that denotes the simultaneous occurrence of these two events. So for that, we can write A intersect B is equal to A into B. Now, the first corollary for this theorem number 4 is that from this Venn diagram, you can say that P of A union B is equal to 1 minus P of A bar intersect B bar. So here, the A union B is nothing but this part. Now, for the right hand side, I'm using the different color. So, A bar is this part. And B bar, so that is the I'm shading with this dot. So this is nothing but B bar. Now we have to take the intersection. So that intersection I'm going to represent with some other color. So for that I'm using the black. So what is the intersection for this? So this now if you're doing 1 minus this all black shaded part, so you will get A union B. So from this Venn diagram, we can check that P of A union B is equal to nothing but 1 minus P of A bar intersect B bar, where this P of A bar intersect B bar is the probability that none of the event A and B occur simultaneously. Now the next corollary is that P of exactly one of A and B occurs. That means A happens and B doesn't happen, or A wouldn't happen and B happens. So here A happens and B doesn't happen. Here A doesn't happen and B happens. See, when I'm using the AND, there is an intersection sign, and for the OR, there is a union sign. Now, here this A intersect B bar union A bar intersect B. So, let's draw one Venn diagram. So, this is A and this is B. So, this is A bar intersect B and this is A intersect B bar. So, when you take the intersection of these two, that is the phi. Here also you can see that. So, for that, these two are mutually exclusive events. So, we can write P of A intersect B bar plus P of A bar intersect B. Because suppose if A and B are mutually exclusive events, so P of A union B is nothing but P of A plus P of B. So from that only, there is nothing but axiom 3. We can write P of A intersect B bar plus P of A bar intersect B. Now this P of A intersect B bar is nothing but that is the P of A minus P of A intersect B. So we are just going to put this value in this equation. So P of A intersect B bar is P of A minus P of A intersect B. Similarly, P of A bar intersect B, that is the P of B minus P of A intersect B. So here we are putting that value P of B minus P of A intersect B using the theorem number 3. Now from this equation we can write P of A plus P of B minus 2P of A intersect B. Now this equation can also be written as P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersect B minus P of A intersect B. Now this P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersect B is nothing but P of A union B, as we have discussed in theorem number 4. So that is the P of A union B minus P of A intersect B. So this P of A union B is the probability of at least one of the two events occurs. And this P of A intersect B is the probability of the two events occur simultaneously. So this is all about the corollary number 2. Now the next corollary is that the addition theorem can be applied for more than two events as well. So if A, B and C are three events of the sample space S, then the probability of occurrence of at least one of them is given by P of A union B union C is equal to P of A plus P of B plus P of C minus P of B intersect C minus P of A intersect B minus P of A intersect C plus P of A intersect B intersect C. So here I'm just going to draw one Venn diagram. So there are A, B and C. So this is for A, this is for B and this is for C. least one of them. Okay, probability of occurrence of at least one of them is nothing but P of A union B union C. So for that, we can also write probability of A union in bracket B union C. So see over here, this A and B union C. So we have already discussed in theorem number 4 that P of A union B is equals to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersect B. So here in this example, consider this as a B part. Okay. So P of A union B is P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersect B. So over here in this equation, instead of B, if I'm writing B union C, you will get this equation. See, P of A, now instead of B, I should write B union C. So P of B union C minus P of A intersect B union C. So you will get this equation. Now this P of A as it is plus P of B union C as it is. And now this will be expanded as P of A intersect B union A intersect C. Now the same theorem we can apply on the second term and the third term as well. So here P of A as it is. Now we apply this same theorem, this theorem number 4 on the second term first. So P of B plus P of C minus P of B intersect C minus first P of A intersect B, that is A represent this, okay, and this is considered as a B. So P of A, that means P of A intersect B minus, because here there is the minus first, so minus plus minus, then P of B, so P of A intersect C minus minus plus, so plus P of A intersect B, first the part A intersect the B part, that is the A intersect C. Now if you are taking the intersection of A intersect B, so A intersect B is this part and A intersect C, that is this part. So intersection of this A intersect B and A intersect C is nothing but intersection of A, B and C. So here this is written as P of A intersect B intersect C. Alternatively, the probability of occurrence of at least one of three events is also written like this. That is 1 minus P of A bar intersect B bar intersect C bar. As we have discussed in this corollary 1. Okay, here that is for 2 events and over here that is for 3 events. Now moving to the next corollary, that is corollary 4. So the probability of occurrence of at least 2 of 3 events is given by P of A intersect B. At least 2, that means A and B or B and C or A and C. So here I am writing for your reference A or B, sorry, A and B, that means at least 2, or B and C or A and C. So this is the probability of occurrence of at least 2 of 3 events. So for that, P of A intersect B union B intersect C union A intersect C. So for that, using this corollary 3, we can write P of A intersect B plus P of B intersect C plus P of A intersect C minus 3P of A intersect B intersect C plus P of A intersect B intersect C. So from that we can write P of A intersect B plus P of B intersect C plus P of A intersect C minus 2P of A intersect B intersect C, because 3P minus plus P. So that's why 2 into P of A intersect B intersect C. So how we can write this equation from corollary 3? So here, see, instead of A, just consider this as a A, this as a B and this as a C. So from corollary 3, what we have, get A union B union C is equals to P of A plus P of B plus P of C minus P of A intersect B minus P of B intersect C minus P of A intersect C plus P of A intersect B intersect C. So here this A intersect B is considered as A, then this B intersect C is considered as B. So as a B, I'm putting P of B intersect C, and this A intersect C, so considered as a C. So P of A intersect C minus P of the value of A that we have taken is A intersect B. So A intersect B intersect the value of B, that is B intersect C, minus P of the value of B, that is B intersect C, intersect the value of C, that is A intersect C, minus P. The value of A is again A intersect B, intersect the value of C, that is the A intersect C, plus P of the value of A is A intersect B, the value of B is B intersect C, and the value of C is nothing but A intersect C. Now see over here, you can check that P of A intersect B, then P of B intersect C, and P of A intersect C. Now see, I'm drawing one Venn diagram. A, B, C. P of A intersect B, that means this part, and P of B intersect C, that means this part. So this is nothing but similar to P of A intersect B intersect C. Similarly, B intersect C, that means this part, and intersection A intersection C, so that means this part. So intersection of this is also P of A intersect B intersect C. So this is also equal to P of A intersect B intersect C. Now A intersection B, so A intersection B, that means this part, and A intersection C, that means this part. So intersection of this is also A intersect B intersect C. So this way, minus P of A intersection B intersection C minus P of A intersection B intersection C minus P of A intersection B intersection C. So from that we can write minus 3P A intersection B intersection C. Now for this A intersection B, that means this part, B intersection C, that means this part, and A intersection C, that means this part. So intersection of these three is also A intersection B intersection C. So from that, plus P of A intersection B intersection C. And now we know that how we can come to this equation. So that is about the corollary 4. Now the next is the corollary 5. So the probability of occurrence of exactly 2 of 3 events is given by P of A intersection B intersection C bar. That means A and B happens, but C doesn't happen. Or A and C happens, but B doesn't happen. Or we can say that B and C happen, but A doesn't happen. So any of this could happen. So for that, using the corollary 2, we can write. So the corollary 2 is nothing, but here you can check that exactly one of A and B occurs. So for that, what is the probability of exactly one of A and B occurs? That is probability of at least one of 2 events occurs minus probability the 2 events occur simultaneously. So for this, we can write probability of at least 2 of 3 happens minus the probability of the 2 events occur simultaneously. So minus the probability of 3 events happens simultaneously. Now the probability of at least 2 of 3 happen. So probability of at least 2 of 3 can be written like this. P of A intersect B union B intersect C union A intersect C. So that is written over here. And the probability of exactly 3 events happen. The probability of 3 events happen simultaneously. So A intersect B intersect C represents 3 events happen simultaneously. So that is equal to minus P of A intersect B intersect C. Now we know that when we expand this equation, P of A intersect B union B intersect C union A intersect C, we will get this equation. That is P of A intersect B plus P of B intersect C plus P of A intersect C minus 2 into P of A intersect B intersect C, and this is additive. So minus P of A intersect B intersect C. So we can write P of A intersect B plus P of B intersect C plus P of A intersect C. Minus 2P minus P, so minus 3P of A intersect B intersect C using the corollary form. Now the next corollary is corollary number 6. So the probability of occurrence of exactly one of 3 events is given by probability of A intersect B bar intersect C bar union A bar intersect B intersect C bar union A bar intersect B bar intersect C. So here the exactly one of 3, that means A happens and B doesn't happen and C also doesn't happen, or A and C do not happen and B happens, A and B doesn't happen and C happens. So for that we can write the probability of at least one of 3 events occur minus probability of at least 2 of 3 events occurs. Now the probability of at least one of 3 events occurs. So the probability of at least one of 3 is given like this, as we have discussed. So the probability of at least one of 3 is nothing but P of A plus P of B plus P of C, that is from corollary number 3, minus P of A intersect B minus P of B intersect C minus P of A intersect C plus P of A intersect B intersect C minus P of at least 2 of 3. So for at least 2 of 3, here we have discussed, that is P of A intersect B plus P of B intersect C plus P of A intersect C minus 2 into P of A intersect B intersect C. So P of A intersect B plus P of B intersect C plus P of A intersect C minus 2P A intersect B intersect C. So when you solve this equation, you will get P of A plus P of B plus P of C minus 2 into P of A intersect B minus 2 into P of B intersect C minus 2 into P of A intersect C and plus P plus 2P, so plus 3 into P of A intersect B intersect C. So this is all about theorem 4 and its corollary, and this is all different theorem on probability. So this is all about today's lecture. Thank you.